The night I lost my best friend. Some losses don't come from death. They come from silence. From one night, one mistake, one thing you can't take back. I had a best friend once. His name was Alex. And to this day, I don't know if I miss him or the version of myself I was when he was around. How it started? We met in middle school. He was the loud kid, the one who could make an entire class laugh with a single look. I was the quieter one, the one who laughed too hard at his jokes, who followed him into trouble, who sat beside him at lunch because it felt safer than sitting alone. People said we were inseparable. And we were. Sleepovers every weekend. Hours of video games, late-night bike rides through neighborhoods we had no business being in, whispered secrets under blanket forts. When high school came, we stayed close. Even when others drifted into cliques and sports teams, we stayed a duo. He got me through my first heartbreak. I covered for him when he got drunk at a party and his parents would have grounded him for life. We had that unspoken pact, I've got you, no matter what. Or at least, I thought we did. The night it happened. It was summer after graduation. We'd both been accepted to different colleges, far apart. The countdown to goodbye was already in the air, thick and heavy. So we decided to make one last night ours. We ended up at a house party. Music loud, bodies packed into every room, the smell of cheap beer and sweat clinging to the walls. Alex thrived in that chaos, he always did. He was in the center, cracking jokes, playing drinking games, pulling people into his orbit like he had his own gravity. I hovered, half in, half out. That was our dynamic. Then I saw him with her. She wasn't just anyone. She was the girl I'd been quietly, hopelessly in love with for years. The one I never confessed to, because I knew it was pointless. She was out of my league, and Alex knew it. But that night, I watched him lean in close to her. Watched her laugh at his jokes. Watched them slip outside together, his hand brushing hers like it was the most natural thing in the world. And something ugly cracked open inside me. The mistake. I wish I could say I handled it with grace. That I told myself it didn't matter, that we were leaving soon anyway, that she'd never been mine to begin with. But instead, I drank. I drank until my vision blurred and my tongue loosened. And when Alex came back inside, grinning, her lipstick smudged faintly on his mouth, I exploded. I don't remember every word, but I remember the gist, years of swallowed jealousy, insecurities, and resentment spilling out in front of everyone. You take everything, I shouted. Every single thing I've ever wanted, you just take it. And you don't even care. The room went silent. Eyes turned. Alex's grin faded. And then, the worst thing, he didn't deny it. He didn't argue. He just looked at me hurt, shocked, and walked out. The silence after. We didn't talk the rest of the night. Or the rest of the summer. When it came time for college, we left without a word. No goodbye, no promises to call, nothing. At first, I told myself he'd come around. That we'd patch it up like we always had. But weeks turned to months, and months to years. He never reached out. And I was too proud or too ashamed to try. The years between. Life moved on. I made new friends. Had relationships. Got jobs. But none of it felt the same. Every time something big happened, my first serious breakup, the day I graduated, the night I sat alone in a new city wondering what the hell I was doing with my life, my first instinct was to pick up the phone and call him. And every time, I stopped myself. Because I knew the silence on the other end would be louder than anything he could say. I heard bits and pieces about him through mutual friends. He moved to another state. Got married. Had kids. He seemed happy. And I wanted to be happy for him. I really did. But every update felt like a reminder, he was living a life I wasn't part of anymore. The regret that lingers. It's been over a decade now. And I still think about that night. Not about the girl, she was never really the point. She was just the spark. What I regret is the fire I set. The years of friendship I burned in one drunken, bitter outburst. Because the truth is, Alex never took anything from me. He just lived his life the way he always had, boldly, unapologetically, in the center of the room. And I resented him for it, because I didn't know how to live mine. He was my best friend. My brother in everything but blood. And I lost him because I couldn't handle my own envy. Why I'm writing this? I don't know why I'm putting this into words now. Maybe because I know I'll never say it to his face. Maybe because I don't deserve to. But if I could, I'd tell him, I'm sorry. Sorry for that night. Sorry for not calling. Sorry for letting pride keep me from fixing something that mattered more than anything else. And I'd tell him thank you. For the years we had. For the laughter. For being the kind of friend who made me feel less alone in a world that often felt unbearable. I don't know if he ever thinks of me. I don't know if I'm just a ghost from his past, the way he's still a presence in mine. But I'll carry that night with me forever. Not as punishment, but as a reminder of what happens when you let jealousy speak louder than love. The ending that isn't. Sometimes, when I'm scrolling late at night, I hover over his profile. He's not hard to find: smiling kids, happy wife, vacations I can only dream of. My finger hovers over the message button. Just one click, and I could break the silence. But I never do. Because maybe some things aren't meant to be fixed. Maybe the cost of one night's mistake is a lifetime of wondering what could have been. And maybe the hardest part of growing up is realizing that not all friendships end with closure. Some just end. And the silence that follows is yours to live with.